Welcome back and happening now. This is a live look at Trinity Bellwoods Park and quite a response here as the City of Toronto enforcing trespass notices for those who have called this area home for the last little while. And there are a lot of questions as to why and what this response is going to look like. As things stand, it looks fairly peaceful, but we know these notices have started to be handed out and there are a lot of discussions underway right now. A massive response that we've seen from Toronto Police. Let's get some more details. Joining me now is Brad Ross, Chief Communications Officer for the City of Toronto. Good morning to you, Brad. Hi, Brad. Do we have you?
Well, I'm still on Zoom. I thought you were going to call.
Oh, there we go. No worries, Brad. I think we're going to continue with this on Zoom. We are having some technical issues here, but as long as we can hear you, we are looking at a live look right now at Trinity Bellwoods. Can you give us some more details as to what is happening this morning?
Sure. So we are, the city did issue trespass notices to Trinity Bellwoods Park on June the 12th. The city is now enforcing that notice. We have safe indoor space for everybody who is encamped at Trinity Bellwoods Park. And we have, continued to engage with people in the park. At some point, we do need to enforce parks bylaws to ensure that our parks are safe and accessible for all. And we only do that when we do have safe indoor space for people to come into either a shelter or hotel program, where importantly, they will have access to a housing worker so that they can be housed. Affordable housing, supportive housing is the goal for all people who are experiencing homelessness. But the city also needs to have parks accessible to all residents of the city, and so it's going to take some time to, restore the park, and we need to make sure that that everybody has access to the park this summer.
Brad, has the city been meeting with advocates in these ongoing discussions to talk about why they want to stay?
Well, we have been engaging with people experiencing homelessness in encampments since the start of the pandemic some 20,000 times. We have referred more than 1,700 people into safe indoor space, and we have found housing, permanent housing for more than 5,500 people who are in the shelter system. So the encampments are not safe. This year alone, we've seen 114 fires in encampments, and unfortunately, we have had some fatalities. When you include the debris that has accumulated in the encampments, as well as other combustibles like gasoline and propane tanks, it makes these encampments incredibly unsafe, not just for people who are living in them, but the first responders when they're called, and the people who, the general public, whether they're walking through the park or whether they're a neighbor of the park. So these parks need to be safe. They need to be accessible to every resident. And the parks bylaw does allow the city to clear encampments because encampments are not permitted. And in fact, the courts sided with the city on that very question last fall. And so we have been, as I say, engaging throughout this pandemic to encourage people to come inside where it is safe, where they have access to meals, to laundry, to harm reduction services, and as I say, importantly, to a housing worker.
Brad, we are hearing from our cameras at the scene that there may be a window of time that those who are at these encampments have been told, a window of 3 hours that they need to clear out. Is that right?
Well, what we're doing is we're giving people who are living in these encampments the opportunity to collect belongings. They can bring 2 bags with them, and then we will store other belongings that they can't bring with them for up to 30 days. So we want to give them time to gather their belongings. I should note, though, that the police that are there, their presence is to keep the peace, is to protect both people who are living in the encampments as well as the city workers who are there to do their jobs. This is about, having a dialogue with people who are living in these encampments, as we have been doing throughout. Today is the day we are asking them at Trinity Bellwoods Park to have TTC buses on standby program. So there's lots of opportunity for people to come inside and to get the supports that they need.
Brad, I have to ask you this last question before you go, and I know we're having technical issues. We are hearing reports that there may be some criminal activity involved, potentially firearms involved at these encampments. Can you confirm any of this?
No, Melanie, I can't. I mean, we'll leave that to the police to discuss. The city's focus is ensuring that those who are living in these encampments can come inside to where it is safe. Have there been criminal activity within encampments? Yes, there have. Those have been reported in the past, and if there is an ongoing investigation with respect to any other kind of criminal activity, we'll leave that to the police to discuss. The city's focus, as I say this morning and today, is to help those who are living in this encampment come inside where it's safe.
Okay, that is Brad Ross, Chief Communications Officer for the City of Toronto. Apologies for the technical difficulties there, Brad. Thank you. All right, 7:36 right now. We are going to continue to follow that developing story for you throughout the morning. Right now, though, we check in with you, Frankie.